morning, everybody. Welcome back to You Can Sew It. Today, we are going to make something, and I want you to follow along. Maybe take some notes if you think you should. Let's get started. Thanks for tuning in to this sewing tutorial. Keep watching until the end. By the time we finish, you'll be able to say, you can sew it. I really hope you practiced what we went over the last time. And all it was making those stitches, curved, straight, whatever. Because today, we're about to put those practice things into something cute. And all it is going to be a napkin. But you know what? We're going to start with a napkin because they're very simple. But there's all kinds of things you can do with those skills. We're going to start off by, I have a scrap piece of fabric. It's white. It is, let's see. We'll see how big it is. This one is, well, it's only 17 and a half. So if it's 17 and a half, I'm going to make it square. 17 and a half by 17 and a half. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about it, because nothing I do ever is. But I had to start somewhere, so that's it. So let's see. 17 and a half. Since this is a scrap, I better go on down and make sure it's all 17 and a half. And it is that way. But now what about this way? I gotta have it 17 and a half. So it's my scrap and I can mark on it like I want to, and this is exactly how I want to do it. Whoop. Well, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. 17 and a half. Okay. Good enough. I'm just going to mark mine like this. You mark yours any way you want to, just so long as you know it needs to be square. And just cut it off. And then we have something to start with. Now, if you don't have anything you can make a scrap out of, and you go buy fabric, you just want to get something that's just cotton. You don't want any fancy fabric, especially not to start with. That's why I'm using a scrap. So, here it is. Now, the next thing you do, I hope you people have an iron, because a lot of times when you're sewing, ironing is part of it. Got my ironing board set up. Got my scrap fabric set up. Here we go. Mine is, since it's a scrap, it's got wrinkles in it. So I'm just going to press my wrinkles out real quick. And that is that. Now, well, look, this one didn't turn out too good. I think I'll give it another lick or two, as they say. Now, got my fabric all nice and square. And now I'm going to turn in a little bit. And lady, I'm not joking. You can make this as big or small, large, whatever you want to call it, as you want to. I'm turning it about that much. So just estimate. It does not matter. It doesn't have to be as hard and as perfect as some people think it does. But if you are one of those perfectionists, okay, there's one side, but we're going to do all sides the same way. Here we go. Well, that's 2, 3, 7, 4, 7. So that's pressed up once. Now you can either sew now. I wouldn't suggest it. We're going to go ahead and press under again. That's why we'll be taking off an inch, approximately an inch off of each side when we do this. So we started off with what, a 17 by 17? So we're going to end up with what? A 16 by 16 napkin. That's what. Y'all going to think, oh Lordy, that is easy. And you're right, it is. If something's sticking up a little bit too far, see right there? You can either clip it off or you can turn it under. It's up to you. I think it's such a tiny bit. I'll just clip mine off. Put it in like this. Go. That was 3 sides. Now, come on, gang, we got to do this next one. And you can see the scrap fabric is kind of getting a little bit on the stringy side. Probably something that you buy new won't be that way. But definitely, you can actually buy anything. I'm just starting with white, and I'm going to use black thread just so you can see what we're doing. But with this, you can buy, really, I wouldn't suggest, well, you know, a napkin. You want it kind of cotton. Or you can get cotton polyester. Either one, it will be great. That's it. That's it for that anyway. Now back to the sewing machine. Ready to finish your napkin. Make sure that your sewing machine is set up correctly. Your needle has to be threaded, of course. Your bobbin string should be out here, so that's 2 strings. Make sure that your stitch is the right length. Now, I think I told you before, I actually like to set mine, I don't know why, I like to set it on 3. Doesn't have to be, I just like that. And then I have my needle in the center. If yours goes back and forth, you want your needle in the center. Now y'all are going to really flip when you see how easy this is. But we're going to start off on the wrong side of the fabric. You're going to put your needle down, but you don't want to put your needle down at the top. You want to put it at where your little fold over is, right here. And then we're going to sew. And we're not going to go too fast because we want to do this right. So, here I go. Okay, then we're going to come here. We got to be careful because we just want to stay. We kind of want to stop right there, where, you know, on the edge of this. You don't want to go down to the bottom. So here we go. As soon as I get on that edge, raise your pressure put, turn it around because here we go again, gang. Here we go. Okay, gotta go again. Gotta go to my little, right there. Turn around. Here we go again. Ladies, and gentlemen, I'm gonna make this go a little bit faster. Got to get to my little edge again. Right here. Turn it. Here we go. Back down. Go back down here to where I started. And then on your machine, you may just have to do what they call a back stitch, which is just make it go back one stitch. Excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat this morning. Anyway, that just kind of makes it stop. Now, with this napkin, of course you're not going to sew with black thread on white fabric. I don't think. If you want to, you can. Kind of decorative when you turn it over, isn't it? Okay. The only thing that I personally don't like about this is when I stopped and turned my corner here, that leaves these not sewn. So I can either go back and sew it again on the outside, or I can sew it a little corner stitch. And I'm going to do it both ways so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, here's where I stopped. So I'm just going to turn it like this, and I'm going to sew to the corner right here. And then I'm going to back stitch it so it stays. Okay. Now that does not look good, guys and girls. That looks awful, doesn't it? I don't like that. So I'm going to take my ripper. I always said my mother liked to rip out more than she liked to sew forward. And then she would always tell me, no, I don't. I said, Mama, you did. You do. But she didn't, and she could sew so pretty. She would croak up to see my sewing. But you know what? She liked all of her garments, if she sewed garments, to look just as good on the inside as it did on the outside. And that's okay. But I don't care. Do y'all? But Mother cared. So I'm going to cut that off because I didn't like the way that looked. So I'm just going to go ahead and make another round of this. Okay. Down we go. We're going to do the outside edge and see if that's better. All we want to make sure is our napkins don't come apart if somebody does try to use them. So here we go. Kind of slow down as you're coming onto that last little corner. Up you go and around you go. Do it again. Mine sticks out just a little bit. Does yours? I'm just going to move it in. See that little corner? I'm going to move it in just a little bit, and I don't care. Here we go. To the edge, and stop. Turn your fabric again. Now, come on, bud. Come on, old girl. So. Go out to the edge. I'm trying to see if I'm at the edge. Now, here we go. Doing the same thing here. I bring in my little napkin. Let me see if that worked. Yeah, it did fine. So I'm going to bring my little edge just a little bit closer in like that. Here we go. That's it. Now, hey, that's it. That was fun. Running all four corners. Oh, done. But I do need to backstitch a little bit so that it stays that way. Which backstitch simply means you're going to travel backwards before you finish, because that's just the way we do. At any rate, pick any kind of fabric you want. Use a scrap. Got any old clothes you want to get rid of? Cut them apart. Make you something. But it really does need to be kind of a cotton or cotton polyester. And this is the way it looks. Now, after you've done this a couple of times on your just your scrap fabric, buy you some better fabric. Cotton polyester. It can be solid white. It could be a theme fabric like Christmas fabric or something. It'd be beautiful. Whatever you want to do. At any rate, you pick it up in the center. Do it like this. Put that beautiful thing with a little napkin holder, and guess what? If you have a family that you'd like to really give something to, you can make 4 napkins, 8 napkins, ever how big the family is. Buy you a little napkin ring, slip it in there, put it in a pretty box, wrap it up. That's a nice gift, and it's made especially for them by you.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed this. I did. Simple, and you can sew it. Listen, the next episode, I'm going to teach you a different skill, and we're going to make something else. So, go ahead during these next few days or whatever, get your little scrap fabric, or buy you some if you don't have any, and make your napkins. Go shopping for some pretty napkin rings. This makes a very nice gift. And the next thing we learn, we'll make something else. It's going to be fun. See you next time. Remember, you can sew it. If you're a more seasoned student, feel free to skip ahead to more advanced tutorials. Just make sure, though, you have mastered the basics first for the most success. Thanks for watching. If you found this information useful, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. We will see you next time on You Can Sew It.